So this is absolutely insane. Ladies and gentlemen, people have begun to share their gameplay impressions from Gamescom for the brand new Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight video game. And today we're going to go on ahead and check out what seems like an entire mission reacting to the gameplay courtesy of Gamespot. So of course, if you want to see the uninterrupted, full-on, no commentary video, please check it out. I'll have it linked at the top of the description. With all that in mind, leave a like if you guys are as excited as I am. I haven't watched it yet, so we're going to find out together what it's like. And without further ado, let's dive on in. Okay, so here we go. The pre-alpha build. A whole mission, courtesy of GameSpot. Let's check it out. Oh, that is nasty, Batman. What the heck are you doing, bro? Maybe I don't want to know. Okay, so this was a scene that was in the trailer when he zooms into the chemical building, and there's the Red Hood gang. Cool. Man, this is very atmospheric. It really feels more like a Arkham game.
I'll give you 2-1
with a Lego aesthetic over top, you know? Jim's in trouble. Jim's not in trouble. He's got Batman on his side.
Make sure we ain't got no unwanted visitors.
If cops were meant to fly, then they'd have been born with...
Detective. Let's go find those bears.
Okay, let's go find those. Ooh, Lego studs. Welcome to the Ace Chemicals building. All it takes is one bad day, which was an actual comic book storyline. One bad day. Ooh, okay, so we get a nice view here of the user interface. We have hearts in the bottom left corner. There's 8 hearts instead of the classic 4 hearts, so that's interesting. Gadgets in the bottom right. Whoa, that was a sick takedown. Seems like this is probably being played on maybe a PC with a PlayStation controller or a PlayStation. Dude, nice little stealth takedowns. This is great. Stud count going up in the top right. That's cool. And then it obviously has your mission tag over on the other side saying that you have to find the bears. Find the bears. Uh-oh. Dude, this is very much like Arkham. What the heck? Look at that. You can like create noise to notify minion. This is crazy. It really is basically Lego Arkham brick. Let's call it that. Oh, nice takedown.
No good.
Ooh, that's a different enemy type that we didn't see in the trailer. So this one has like dual wielding guns. Ooh, there's one also with a shield that's similarly to Arkham. You have to jump over in order to defeat. There's a cool little takedown with the grapple. Then we get ourselves some more barrel rolling from Batman as he's laying the smackdown here. Just brilliant. Whoa, gotta be careful there. Sheesh. Okay. Just a slew of takedown attacks right there. There's a different enemy type right here. More armored up.
There's a bear inside that container.
Like the giant bear painted on the side?
Thank goodness you're a detective. In the container. Okay, I guess this guy didn't notice. He's going up. Gotta take down the other thugs up here. There it is. Now grapple coming in hot here, I think. There it is. Wow, it's so cool how it changes the camera angle too. That's a lot of teddy bears. You wanted to find 3. There's way more than 3 right there. What is this? Bro, they have like detective puzzle. Yes. Oh, this is so sick. Oh, dude, one of my favorite parts of Arkham Origins was all the detective work that you could do. And it seems like they're dude, I honestly, going into a new Lego Batman game, I was expecting that we would end up with a brand new Lego Batman game. I'm starting to think that this is more of an Arkham game than it is a Lego Batman game, which, by the way, is not a bad thing by any means necessary. I think this is, at least from what I'm seeing so far, is a huge step up in gameplay quality and just the ambitiousness of what we can expect from a Lego game. You know? This is pretty crazy, honestly. Pretty dang crazy. Look at that. You get to just glide over top of Ace Chemical Building, and it looks so big. Like the actual structure itself. Look how wide this entire factory is. I'm very curious if you can like abandon the level and like go out into the open world right away, or if it's still like restricting you to the specific Ace Chemicals area for now. Okay, now we get to see a little bit of Gordon here. Ooh, so he has some different gadgets. He has some sort of like a glue gun or something. I don't know what you want to call it. Here's another teddy bear. Oh, and this time we get another puzzle. Okay. So once again, you have these different elements that have to be analyzed and I guess placed correctly into their proper spots. Very curious to understand how this works. Is the placement relevant? Seems like you just have to find maybe the two matching pieces.
Just one more bear to analyze. Then we can figure out what Red Hood Clan is really up to.
He ain't making shampoo, that's for sure.
And away we go again. I'm also very curious to see what that little collectible is right below the studs. It looks like a Wayne coupon or something like that, or like a microchip. We have seen some other footage on the official website that features Batman collecting one of those from a crate. So I almost wonder if that is the equivalent of like gold Lego bricks from previous titles. Ooh.
Probably a bear left on the train.
Dude, can you do like a stealth takedown here? This is so cool, man. Like seriously. That is so cool. Oh, he's just gonna go for it. That's gonna make a lot of noise. That is gonna make noise, dude. There he goes. I also wonder, so there's like a yellow bar that seems to be filling up as he's fighting here in the bottom left corner. I'm very curious to understand what that is about, in the sense that, is that maybe like an ultimate move that you collect? Maybe that's like XP? It doesn't seem like it'd be XP because it's going up way too fast for XP. Let's see if he can get to a full charge here, and then maybe that unlocks a new ability. There he goes, taking some serious damage here. Oof. So, oh, okay, I see. So that's what unlocks your finishing move. So when you have that full yellow bar, you can see the R1 button appears, and then you could do like a special takedown like that, and that depletes the entire yellow bar. Okay, that's very cool, actually. That is very, very cool. It also seems like this is definitely going to be the most difficult Lego game ever, just in the sense that obviously we know it's going to have 3 different difficulty modes at this point, but it's also quite obvious just on the basis of how much damage he's taken here. I'm excited though. I think that's really cool because again, I feel like this is like Lego games kind of like leveling up. Ooh, the environment has explosives as well. I wonder if you could have like bataranged that to take out enemies. That's very interesting as well. Here we have the third and final bear that needs to be analyzed here. Okay, so now I'm understanding the puzzles as well. The puzzles clearly have silhouettes of the elements that you see down below. So you just basically have to try to mix and match the silhouette to the piece that you see down below. And if you've done so successfully, like right there, that's clearly going to be this piece right here. So once you've matched them up together, then you're able to have a full, complete analysis. Hopefully this is just one of several different puzzles in the game, because if there's a lot of like cool little puzzles like that, I think again, that's going to make the gameplay of this game so much more unique and fun. It's also interesting because
we need to stop them from
there seems to be a character that appears, and I think it's Lucius maybe, who seems to appear every now and again in the, or maybe that's Alfred, in the like middle right part. And I'm curious who that is. It seems like because this is a pre-alpha build, maybe there's a little bit of audio syncing issues for the game itself, which is fine. I mean, it's a pre-alpha build, you know what I mean? So it's not supposed to be fully polished and like the finished product. Ooh, that's a Red Hood helicopter. Kind of resembles the one from Arkham Knight, actually. There's a lot of Arkham references in this. So like a lot of people were worried that this is only going to be based on the movies. I can definitely tell you that that is not the case. It's very obvious that this is going to feature references from across Batman mythos as a whole. And it clearly seems to borrow, let's put it that way, a lot from the Arkham series as well. You got to see Gordon shine right there. Probably should go for the takedown there.
Hey, quit moving a second.
Again, I think that once you get into a groove with this particular flow of combat, and it's similar to Arkham, you know, where it almost becomes like a rhythm game. Oh, that's sick. They have the multi-punch as well. That is so cool. So I think that once you get into like a rhythm, you'll be able to go ahead and probably have a pretty whoa. A pretty seamless, hopefully, experience in terms of the combat, and just look a lot more like Batman in the sense that you could probably pull off some pretty brilliant combination. Ooh, that was interesting. We saw a little team up between Gordon and Batman there. That is something that obviously has been prevalent in a lot of Lego games, but cool to see that it will be present here as well. Here's the quick switch up here to Gordon. The switch seems to be pretty instantaneous, so that is nice. Even though we're in pre-alpha, that side of things in terms of switching from character to character is very, very nice. Of course, keep in mind, this also pretty much confirms that you could be playing this mission in co-op, where one of you is Batman, the other one would be Jim Gordon. But if you're playing in single player, that was an amazing takedown. But if you're playing in single player, you can just switch between the characters. So very fun that it gives you access to multiple characters to play as, whether you're playing in single player or in co-op. And then we have some vents right here. I wonder what the load times here are going to be like. Let's count this. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Okay, that was pretty good. 3 seconds is definitely reasonable, especially again for pre-alpha, because once the full game comes out, it might be even faster.
Yeah.
There's Red Hood.
Where'd you want these?
Are you out of your minds? Haven't I gone over this enough times?
Hey, I like that he switches tires.
And another mixed with one of these. That'll take a while, so here's one I made earlier.
Oh, so this is the smiling gas.
Well, what do you know?
I'm trying to figure out who this Red Hood voice is.
Very effective.
I can't quite pinpoint it because it has that like echoing effect.
All out of goons. Red Hood 67!
Uh-oh.
Red Hood 89. We're moving to
I like that they're all numbered.
Excellent a meeting with the mayor.
That makes me think of the Lego Batman movie with the numbered minions.
Keep it locked.
Time
So
to
that
break
seems
up this
like
picnic.
Red Hood 66 is about to give Batman and Gordon a run for their money.
Nobody's getting past me. Nobody.
Here's a stealth attack. And boom! This is a larger enemy who you cannot insta-stealth takedown. Instead, you must fight them like the classic Brute video games. Like, think every time that you play, for example, a Spider-Man game, and you have to fight Rhino. This is a very similar technique. Think fighting Bane or the... oh my goodness, that was a close call. Bane or any of the Jokerized
Let's strike quickly.
enemies from the Arkham Asylum series, where they charge at you and you have to throw a batarang at them. So this is kind of some... oh wow, that's cool. Gordon can actually blind them with his weapon. So again, that's really neat that the gadgets that each character offers do seem to be unique and offer like a different approach of dealing with the enemies, which is really, really cool. I like that a lot. There's the big, giant, ridiculous
Stop
key.
the key for the elevator. Come on.
And that should get Batman rocking and rolling forward.
We are Gotham's new resident criminal masterminds. So that means there can be no mistakes and no accidents. Understood?
And away we go. Whoa. So this is obviously the lower quarters of the Ace Chemical building. Holy moly, those guys are done for. They just fell into all that poisonous goo.
Criminal master.
Yeah, they're not the brightest.
Something to help get us across that gap.
Okay, I think that was our first blue Lego stud. I'm very curious to see if the studs have true hero rank or anything like that at the end of the level. It doesn't seem to have something like that. So I'm curious to understand what the studs actually play a role in terms of maybe upgrades. Because traditionally speaking, usually you would use studs to either buy red power bricks and or buy characters. But that is one of the most like controversial aspects of this game, is whether or not it will have a Lego character roster similar to previous Lego games where, you know, we're used to like the 100 plus characters. So I'm starting to think that this one might not have that level of character roster, but I hope I'm wrong. We will see, I suppose. The one thing I will say though is that it does seem like they definitely doubled down on like making the gameplay unique and like really, really special for each character. So that is definitely a cool thing where maybe if you're a believer of less is more, then you would know that that's kind of what the approach is that they're going for here. Uh-oh, here we go. Some stealth takedowns. Nice stealth takedowns from Jim Gordon with the birthday cake. Or just put him into a cake. Okay. Interesting to see a lot of times when the character's moving that it seems like a lot of ledges and a lot of pillars are available to you to grapple to, which is again very similar to something that we would expect from the Arkham video games. So the way that the level is laid out and the way that the interiors are laid out, it definitely seems like, once again, they borrowed a lot of mechanics from the Arkham titles. So that is definitely pretty neat. Like I'm beyond impressed by the gameplay, because I was expecting Lego Batman. What I'm seeing is Arkham. So it's pretty impressive, because the Arkham games are definitely more fleshed out when it comes to the actual gameplay they offer versus Lego titles. So this is really, really cool. Here we go. We got a nice little button activation. We need Gordon here because he's the one that can get rid of that green goo, obviously. Seems like, there we go. Gotta blast that. Bam. Oh, that's cool. And he got rid of the thugs up ahead there. That is very, very neat. Making the way further.
This direction. We need to get past the fan and find the mixing.
Then let's shut it down.
Nice little rambling between Batman and Gordon. That is fun. Ooh, seems like there's a little side quest area. That's one thing that I've been very curious about is there anything equivalent to... Ooh, there's a purple stud. That's nice. But I wonder, because so far we haven't seen anything that resembles a mini kit. You know, like that is one of the classic collectibles of Lego games are mini kits. Collecting usually around 10 of them per level allows you to have a nice little reward. So far within this level, we haven't seen that. Also, I love freaking Jim Gordon's logo. I just realized that in the bottom left corner, the mustache with the glasses. That is a very nice attention to detail for Gordon there. Oh, and his glider actually has the GCPD logo on it, as well as some police lights. That is very cool.
This is a far cry from
I like that.
the docks.
Gotham is changing. And Red Hood 1 is just the beginning.
Uh-oh.
Well, I guess we best...
Like, I swear, like, this basically feels like those Predator challenge rooms in Arkham, you know, where you'd walk into a room, you'd get Joker or whoever the thug is that you're dealing with talking to their henchmen, and then you as Batman have to work your way through and take down enemies and stuff. This is pretty much that. I'm really curious to know if there is a takedown that you could perform from the ledge, like, you know, the grabbing inverted takedown, the classic one from the Arkham games, because that's literally like the only missing thing here to literally make this feel like Arkham. It's so crazy that, you know, a lot of us were hoping that the Squad game would be the sequel to the Arkham games. It definitely wasn't. At least not in terms of quality or gameplay or what we really expected. And yet now, fast forward a couple of years later, and freaking Lego Batman is the one that is actually going to give us that experience of like playing a proper Arkham game. You know, it's like, that's really cool. I can't lie. That is very, very, very exciting. Ooh, that is neat. Okay, so I guess this confirms that Gordon can also grapple onto these points. It's not just Batman who's allowed to perch up above. Oh, or tumble down below, I suppose. Falling into the poisonous ground below. I wonder if this Wayne... Okay, I guess this person's not going to open the Wayne pack box. Oh, here we go. We got a bunch of Red Hood thugs. That is a impressive looking stud. I think that's just a blue stud, though, I'm pretty sure. But that purple one was definitely more impressive. Ooh. So that looked like if he had hit circle when he performed that landing, there was some sort of a, like, I'm guessing AoE attack that he could have performed. So that was very neat. That, again, the combat continues to be impressive in the sense that there's more and more depth to it. And then it also makes me think, like, I wonder if this is an early mission in the game, which it seems like it is, because this seems to be the origin story of Joker, pretty much, as Red Hood turning into Joker. And when you think about that, it makes you think, like, hold up, as you keep going, like in the bottom right corner, am I going to get more gadgets? Then am I going to unlock more takedowns? Am I going to unlock more upgrades, more abilities, more combat moves. So if this is just the early game, holy moly, that has me so excited, because the possibilities are not endless, but pretty dang exciting no matter what. Nice little dodge there away from the shield, and then ready to lay the smackdown on these enemies. And then we've got Jim Gordon here, ready to blast some enemies. Oh, cool. So there's like little searchlights. If you get spotted by those, like if you approach this mission, let's say stealthily, once you would have triggered one of those alarm clocks there, you probably would have obviously notified the villains of your surroundings. That right there, that's like a splash attack superhero landing move. That is sick. I love that. I wish we would have been able to see that go up against the actual enemies, but it's still pretty dang cool. There's nothing over there, so I think we're safe to proceed forwards. Whoa, look at those guys down there. What are they doing? Those guys are crazy down there. The Red Hood gang is a weird bunch. Let's put it that way. Okay, so this is something that would require you in co-op to work together right here. Probably one of the first moments where we have seen both characters like commit to a task. Ooh, and here we go. This was also in the trailer. We saw a cutscene in the trailer of Batman actually grappling away from this particular scene right here. So this is obviously something that they actually will, or we know will conclude with Batman grabbing Gordon and escaping from an explosion within the Ace Chemical building, where I assume, based on the comics, the movies, and so on and so forth, Red Hood is going to be falling into one of these vats and then ultimately becoming the Joker. Uh-oh. Gotta be able to dodge that. You gotta be able to dodge that, Batso. So again, you can definitely see immediately in these like fighting sequences right here. And again, you could have probably approached this a little bit smarter in the sense of like, you know, obviously being careful and maybe doing a little bit more stealth takedowns and stuff. But in general, like this is pretty challenging compared to the classic Lego game experience, you know? Because in a classic Lego game, you would pretty much just jump up and then ground slam and be able to defeat your enemies pretty quickly in quite a rapid succession. Whereas here we see that these Big Fig Red Hood soldiers, Red Hood 66 or whichever one that was, they're definitely going to require a little bit of time to actually take down and defeat. And then we can see that even the minifigure scale enemies are giving this Gamespot player some troubles for sure. So again, I'm excited about that. I know some people are probably going to be kind of bummed out by that, I think, because you would probably think to yourself like, I don't know if I want Lego games to be more complex. But I think that this is actually a really cool thing. And plus, again, I remind you guys, they have confirmed that there will be 3 difficulty levels for this game. So that basically pretty much confirms that you will indeed be able to experience the game at whatever difficulty you desire. So if you go with the casual or the original version of the difficulties, you can literally play this almost similarly to a Lego title where the enemies themselves will be weaker, there will be less difficult enemies appearing, and you will have unlimited lives. So it's really up to you as to how you choose to play the game. But I'm going to embrace the Dark Knight difficulty because I think that'll be a really fun challenge and something to look forward to. Now, I suppose it is time to deal with the big giant Ace Chemical machine over here, where it seems like there is probably something that needs to be assembled. So you see, this is a classic person that did not watch the Blitzwinger channel, because I always say this, when you're playing a Lego game, the one thing that you must follow, the one true thing of every Lego title is that if you're in a room with anything that looks destructible, you must smash and bash your way through everything. You need to clear it all, because there's most likely going to be something useful when you break one or all of the crates that are within a room, including this very cool looking machine right here that seems to be ready to be grappled and then release a blast into the Ace Chemical machine. which seems to overload the machines. Hey, they got their own secret handshake. I like that. Uh-oh. Whoa, bro pulled up with an axe.
No!
That's gotta be an Easter egg to Jack Nicholson, right? Because Jack Nicholson with the axe from that movie, The Shining. And then, of course, he plays the Joker in the 89 Batman. So I also like that the gauge itself looks like a Joker smile. Again, just incredible attention to detail. Really fun stuff right away.
Stop him before he sends this whole facility into meltdown.
Agreed.
There's definitely a little bit of audio syncing issues, so that's not on my end or your end. Don't worry. That seems to be probably an issue with the pre-alpha build here, so keep that in mind. Ooh! So that sequence that we just saw of Batman grappling with Gordon was in the trailer itself, but it looks like that's not the end of the level. That actually sets up, I guess, the last sequence here of Batman and Gordon trying to escape while capturing the Red Hood, who is sleekly trying to get away, making his way through floor after floor of the Ace Chemical building here. Nice stealth takedown. This guy is completely oblivious to what's happening. You'd think he'd have a little bit more panic and attention to detail when the whole place is about to come down. Ooh, okay, here we go. Another opportunity to build here. In fact, it looks like there might be 2 builds happening. Ooh, maybe a pressure plate for each character. Okay, so they're kind of like manhole covers that like get blasted up with some steam. This is where you need Jim Gordon, because obviously he's the one that has the goo gun that can blockade the pipes themselves here. So that is something that hopefully be able to complete here. It's interesting because there's this sense of urgency in this mission. Like, it feels like you have to like run because there's a limited amount of time. But I'm looking around, there is no actual like timer or anything like that. So I don't think you have to rush this portion, but I guess that just speaks to really good game design, that using the sound and the environment constantly like exploding and everything like that, they create a really great sense of urgency for you to like clear this room and get away as fast as possible. So that is cool. Also, again, really like the variety of enemies that we see encountered here. So these ones with the kind of like SWAT team attire with the shield and all that, I think those guys are probably the toughest so far, even tougher than the big figs. But I also wonder if there is mechanically something that you could do to like defeat them faster, like maybe some sort of a cape stun attack and then deal multiple punches like you do in the Arkham games. Because I have a feeling like that is indeed something that could have been used there. But again, obviously this person's playing this game for the first time, so it's going to take time to, you know, learn all the nuances and all the gameplay elements.
Please just bear with me. It's no, not that. That's for later. It's in here somewhere. Ooh.
Whoa, bro just fired a RPG about. Whoa,
Look out.
Oh, we got a boss fight as well. Dang. So you gotta dodge 4 rockets in total, I guess. Whoa, that is not a dodge. That is the opposite of a dodge. Sheesh, that's a really close quarters area too to battle him. Like, you're not really given a whole lot of room to work with here. Sheesh. All right, that's 3 rockets dodged. I assume after the 4th dodge is when you probably are going to be allowed to actually deal some damage yourself. Uh-oh. Bro just decided to bring the entire Ace Chemicals building down onto Batman and Gordon. He's like, if I can't succeed, nobody can. That is classic Joker behavior, though. So very fitting, I would imagine. Okay. Here we are a little further, it seems like, in the level. The Batarang activates the elevator dropping down. Again, really, really impressive. Just in the sense that this is all, it seems like at least, just one mission. So if there's a good amount of these, I feel like this is going to be a really like meaty game that will offer like a lot to do, you know? Hopefully that is the case. Hopefully it's not like, hey, there's like 7 of these missions and that's it. Obviously that's something that we don't have details on right now and we won't know closer until release probably, but still, it's definitely really cool that just the first mission, like, look at that. We've never seen that takedown before. That stealth takedown with the Batman balloon. That was new. So, like, even though we're already about, like, 25 minutes, almost 30 minutes into this mission, we're still seeing new stuff in terms of gameplay, like new takedowns and stuff like that, which is super freaking awesome. Whoa! There he goes again, trying to blast our heroes here. This is where you need Gordon to barricade that right there. Yep. And then, of course, once again, we have the vent system here. So this is a repeat kind of mechanic here. Interesting that we haven't seen any other, like, puzzling or detective mode stuff, but I guess it kind of makes sense because you're already in the mission itself. You're not, like, trying to figure out what's going on. You're more so trying to bring down the Red Hood. So in the context of the story and what is happening, it does make sense that we wouldn't get a whole lot of other, I guess, detective work from Batman. Even though, as you can see, you can, it seems like whatever button prompt it is, you can perform detective scan at any time, which is super neat.
The entire country.
Smiles really are infectious.
Sheesh. Nice barrel roll. You see, so that enemy right there with the dual wielding guns, again, requires a different approach than the enemies that are just like unarmed and just like the basic version of enemy. So again, that does draw parallels once again to Arkham, where you're going to fight all different classes of enemies, where you have like the basic henchmen. Those are the easiest to deal with. Then you've got the ones who are armed with a melee weapon. Those are a little bit more difficult. Then you've got the ones with the long range weapons. Those are even more difficult to deal with because they can also deal damage to you at a long range. Then you've got the armored enemies, like the ones, oh no, sorry. Then you got the shield ones. Then you got the armored and shield ones. And then you've got the big fig enemies as well. So a really nice amount of different enemy classes. And again, this seems like, if I had to guess, this is somewhere really early in the game. Like, I don't know if this is the first mission or one of the first ones, but it definitely is somewhere early. And so based on that, I would argue that it makes me think that maybe as the game goes on, it will offer even more variety or depth. Like maybe we'll get enemies who have like electric shock abilities, or kind of like the dual-wielding knife enemies from Arkham. So, because I'm starting to now draw a lot more parallels, obviously, to Arkham than I have been to Lego games, because that's clearly what they were inspired by when making this Lego title, which is so freaking cool. Like, I know I've said that before, and I know that it sounds like a broken record, but it's just really, really exciting that this game seems to pretty much be Lego Batman Arkham Brick. That's pretty much, I think, what we should all title it as the community from now on. In fact, that would have been an incredible name.
Well, it's time to retire.
Okay, that's kind of similar a little bit almost to in Arkham Asylum. Remember when Joker's like getting away from Batman on those giant metal containers, and he's like zipping away? Whoa, this is a crazy sequence. Look at it just flying on through. By the way, still haven't seen a mini kit, not one. So definitely doesn't seem like those are probably going to be in the game, but we'll see. Obviously, again, this is the pre-alpha build, so, and this person maybe wasn't even on the lookout for the mini kits.
In the pale moonlight. Give me your hand.
Trying to reach for Red Hood. He's got him. Oh no. Joker's not going to have any of that. And there he goes. That was the moment. The Red Hood turns into the Joker.
Look! Over there! It's a bat! What are you, nuts? It's a man!
That is just a trick of the light. Break out the special.
Hey, that's Loeb. That's so cool. So we got a bunch of the forces of the GCPD, and Batman just smoke bombed them. I'm outie 5,000 fools. I'm outie 5,000. Is he gonna use a mousetrap on Batman?
What is this, detective? You guys pals or something? Not exactly.
That was incredible. Absolutely incredible. So there you guys have it. That was insane. I felt like a broken record repeating over and over and over again the fact that this game looks like Arkham meets Lego Batman, and that could not be a more exciting thing. I am so enthusiastic. I am so happy that this is the new entry in the Lego franchise. I know that there were rumors that we might be getting Lego Harry Potter, which would have been cool, but honestly, I just don't really care about Harry Potter as much as I do Batman. So I would have definitely been somewhat bummed out about that news. So I'm so excited that the new game we're getting is actually Lego Batman. And then on top of that, it's like, as big of a fan as I am of the Lego Batman games, I'm a huge fan of the Arkham games. Arkham Asylum is my favorite video game of all time. So the fact that this game is almost like a spiritual successor to those games as well, it's like literally this game was made for me. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to play this one. Let me know if you guys are as excited as I am. Leave a like. I'll hopefully catch you guys here on the next one.